Good morning and welcome to Bride the Not Thai Guy.
Good morning.
And my guest today, actually not my guest, she's my wife with me all the time, is Cook. Chuk Chuk. We're here in Banasan at Wat? No, Wat, sorry, not Wat.
One Call Resort.
One Call Resort. One Call Resort has been around for a number of years as a durian farm, great number of years. First founded as a piece of property owned by a Chinese immigrant before World War II, and then developed over these many years into the resort that we now stay at. But it's also a working durian farm, and it just got done selling all of its durian from this season. So here we are back again, give you a view from our position. The pan is a little fast, I apologize for that. This is what we see this morning. And we can zoom in a little bit. Back over this way. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah. There's a river down here that we'll be venturing to a little bit later. That's coming up in the second half of Bride the Not Thai Guy. Good morning once again from Bride the Not Thai Guy here in Banasan at, it's called Wang something, I forgot the name of the resort, I'm always forgetting. But anyway, you can see where I'm walking this morning down by the water here. I'll take you along. Here is beautiful little beach area. It's not what I call sand. It's like crushed stone. The usual stuff on the beach, you know, washed up coconut. Some rocks in the water. There's a little bit of flow to the water. That changes with as much rain as we would get. Hopefully you can see all of this as clearly as I can, as beautifully as I can, and enjoy it for what it is. Beautiful little spot here in Banasan area of Thailand, Surat-thani. Okay, welcome back to Bride the Not Thai Guy, or welcome to Bride the Not Thai Guy. I'm about to take a walk around Wang Ko Resort and show you a bit of the area. Let's get that underway. Welcome to Wang Ko Resort. Wang Ko Resort, Banasan, Surat-thani Province, Thailand. So beginning from our little cottage, or this is near our little cottage, and I'm going to try and walk down the steps without falling down while holding this camera on its, I forgot what we call this thing that keeps things from bouncing around when we walk, or it's supposed to anyway. But looking out around the grounds, it's a beautiful place. Very serene, quiet, enjoyable, lots of shady areas, and as I said before and say often, lots of green everywhere. Take a look over here to my right, possibly your left. This is our cottage up here. Well, there, up there. That's the little cottage we're staying in. Lovely little place. I do enjoy it. And there are two more next to us. Lilawadi, lovely smelling tree and flower. I come down to one here on the ground. There it is there in the shade of me, my little bald head. Lilawadi. If only I could share with you the smell. It is beautiful. You probably just heard a bang like a gunshot. I'm not sure what that is. or why it is. I'll find out later. Gardens everywhere, groomed or what we call manicured gardens everywhere on the property. Quite extensive property, quite large. But the funny thing about it is we're the only guests here in the entire place. And a couple weeks ago there were a couple more guests from Germany, but that's been it, according to the owner. Food services, that is a big restaurant and a cafe they had, have been closed throughout the COVID period. So there's really no food here to be had other than daily coffee and some Gnome snacks. And it's enough for us, in addition to eating durian, because it is a working durian farm. So there's lots going on in that respect. That is fruit respect. We just ate a lot of durian, and last night they moved about 3 tons of durian out. It was the last of 4 harvests that took place this season. They had the last of the harvest this past week, and out of that 3 to 3.5 tons of durian was harvested and sold before it ever got off the trees to the wholesalers. And as I mentioned, or may have mentioned earlier in a video, most of it will end up going to the Chinese market because it's grade A, or the best that there is. Indian chief here, not sure where he came from or what his tribe is. And a totem pole. Yes, a totem pole. Why? I don't know, but there is. Down this way is the beach along the river, and we visited that earlier. Maybe we'll take a walk down that path in a little bit as well too, but not for now. For now, just a little bit of what we're doing here. That is taking a picture of the ground. Didn't mean to do that. Beautiful place. So serene, so quiet. As I mentioned, our cottage is up here. I can zoom in on it. There it is. And back to the grounds around it. Now over here, through this gate, is a parking area for when they have or had events, and for the restaurant. But as I was saying earlier, the restaurant is long closed. We'll go through it though. It's a beautiful place. And the cafe is long closed. That's over here in front of me. But that's long closed. In front of that cafe yesterday was about 3 tons, a little more than 3 tons of durian. The entire space is now empty. Every last one, of course, is gone. The 2 old trucks you see here, those are used for picking people up down the river after they've gone tubing. Not in service, though, during this COVID period. Here's the life jackets and the helmets that are worn when you do the tubing. Here's a pile of deflated tubes. As I mentioned, all the life jackets are here and the helmets and everything. But these are merely materials of the past. Sadly, because of the COVID, there is no more business like this. Will it ever come back again? Talking to the owner, she says no, because she's tired. And more than that, she just enjoys her life of casual living here on the property, and gets enough income apparently from the durian trade. In addition to selling the fruits themselves, the whole fruit, she makes durian chips, as we saw or we'll see later. In addition to durian paste, which we saw or will see later and talk about later. This is the cafe and restaurant that used to be operational. Obviously, it's still here. It's really a nice building. It seems a shame that it couldn't be open and used It's not that old, only a couple of years old, actually, but there just is no one to come here. Here's the toilet area. It's all still in wonderful shape. It's not that old. It was just closed 2 years ago when this COVID came. And sad, yeah, sad, but still, I don't know. I feel hopeful in looking at it that maybe someday someone would come along and be able to revive it if that's what she wants to do with it. But I don't know what she wants to do with it. That's up to her. Okay, let's continue our walk as we walk along the main entranceway into Wang Ko. Beautiful on both sides of the driveway. Let's call it driveway, entryway. There are durian trees. That's what these are. This is a durian farm. All of these durian in the trees. There's one hanging right in front of me there. Zoom in on this. Try to get up to it. There it is. Zoom back out. And away we go. Yeah, durian trees line both sides of the road here. Walking amongst the durian in a bit. But first, the trip down the road, where we have Mr. Rooster declaring that he's the boss of this area. So don't mess with him and don't mess with his chicks. He's got lots of chicks, by the way. A few durian on my left here, but most all is to the right. But let's get to the top of these trees on my left. Those are durian. You can see the ropes up in the trees that hold the trees together or are used for bringing the durian down. I'm not sure how those work. I can ask about it later. There's a lot of ropes in the trees. Beautiful place, isn't it? I try to get the tops of the trees. That's where the durian were. I can't say that they are because almost all have been harvested. There's only a few left as this is the very end of the harvest season. I mentioned earlier, or will mention, that the durian have been sold for the most part. Here we have up above me actually quite a few durian still in this tree. Try to zoom in up there. There's still some durian up in this tree. I don't know if you're getting them or can see them. There you go. There's some there. And you see the different ropes. They're meant to, I guess, keep the branches together. That's what it looks like. Because of the weight of the durian can break a branch quite easily as the fruit is extremely heavy. Should be careful when walking under the trees. There's some up there. Again, I'll try to zoom in here. There's a whole cluster of them there. You see? Yeah. So that's it for today at Wang Ko or Wang Ko, whichever way you want to say it, Wang or Wang Ko. We'll be back with more later on, but that's it for today right now. So, Bri the Nut Tie Guy in Thailand. See you later, folks.